Greetings, old school magic players, and welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Greetings, old school magic players. Welcome to the Four Horsemen on a Friday night, October 11th. Tonight, we're going to be covering some Tournament 15 semifinals. Tournament 15 is wrapping up this weekend, and it's been a great tournament with some great players. And we're going to be moving on to the next tournament. Coming up, Tournament 16. Check us out at fourhorsemenmagic.com. You can win some great prizes with the Four Horsemen Old School Magic Players Group. These are some custom cards that our fans have made, and we mail these out to our top 8 players. And you're welcome to join us. You can check us out at fourhorsemenmagic.com. Taking a look at the brackets, we are in the semifinals, and tonight we are going to be covering Lucas Santos versus Peter Soltes. Lucas is running his Atog Robots Lightning deck, and Peter is running his Dark Forest Engine deck. The guys are going to be joining us soon. We actually have we have Lucas, who's with us now, along with Chris Holzenbeck, who's going to be spectating. Lucas, are you with me?
Hey, Chad, how's it going?
Evening or morning to you there in
Yes.
in Brisbane. And
That's right.
And how's it going, Chris?
Hey, Chad. Great to join you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for spectating. Peter's going to be here shortly. He's tucking his little ones in, and we are live on the stream. We were just talking about these decks, and I think we can get into the deck photos while we're waiting for Peter to join. As I said, we've got Atog Robots Lightning, Lucas's very crafty and innovative Atog deck. We haven't seen too many Atog decks in Four Horsemen, so this is a pretty unique take on an old school archetype. And then Peter is playing a very unique and different Suchi Dark Heart of the Wood Curd Ape Sylvan Library deck that he calls Dark Forest Engine. Lucas, since you're with us, it's a it's a great time to talk about your deck. Why don't you tell us about how you put the Atog Robots Lightning deck together? What made you want to play Atog, and how the tournament's been so far?
Absolutely. No, the tournament's been great. It's been a pleasure playing it. I'm pretty hooked into the Four Horsemen now, and I think I'll be playing it for a long time. But talking about the deck, I always liked the Atog for some reason, even back in the day. So I always thought it was cool. It's such a, interesting artwork and good creature. And everyone knows the Atog in the old school. So I thought, why not try to make it work in Four Horsemen? And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to keep working on the Atog deck until I can win. But at this stage, I've got this deck there. There's a few things I want to change in the future, but I'm happy with that one and see how it goes. I've got the ball lighting to go with it, some fishes, and Triskelion, obviously, one of the strongest creatures in the format.
Yeah.
And a few other cards for direct damage. So I think, as far as a red package in Four Horsemen, is a pretty strong deck. But yeah, I'm tournament being okay. I actually classify as number 1 on the group, and had a few good wins going to the finals, and now I'm going to face a really experienced player, Peter, and see how we go.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, right? These games have been tough. We did have a couple 2-1 sessions. A lot of the times we have 2-0 sweeps, which are kind of frustrating. But Peter and Tim were 2-1. I was 2-1 versus Christopher Zach. I was really surprised that you versus Isaaco didn't end up being a 2-1 match because his deck was really cool.
Yeah, his deck was really strong, and I think what worked for me was the Blood Moon against his deck. I was lucky enough to the game one was pretty close, but game two I played a Blood Moon really, really early, and then basically he couldn't come out of it, and I managed to come out with the win, and here I am now facing Peter.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned earlier that there's a few things that you would change and tweak in the next iteration of the deck. What are some of the things that are working well with this deck, and what would you change?
Yeah, I think most of it's working well. I just feel like I need to be a little bit faster to play the creatures. As you can see, I have a lot of creatures that require a lot of mana to play, like Triskelion and the Tetravis. I need a lot of mana to come up with, a lot of my games. So I would try to sort of change a few things to speed, at least the way to protect it from early creatures and really like a fast deck. And I think I want to at least, maybe just swap a couple of ball items out for perhaps some more defensive early game. And then that way I can stabilize the board and just look for the later game and where I can bring the big boys in. Perhaps another Jalen Tong that could work really well for me. Sometimes I go the whole 3 games without drawing that. That's a pretty strong card. And just one probably is not enough. But for now, even maybe taking the Blood Moon from the original main deck and just have it on the sideboard and putting another Jaloon Tone in there, that could work. And then I think I'm going to take the Desert out and then put another Fellow Stone, because that could help me to pump the Atog as well if I need to. I don't really see the desert working really well. Like, it helped me a couple of games during the group stage, but I feel like if I had more food for the Atog, I can also be faster if I draw an early game to get to the higher mana costing creatures.
Yeah, that's some really interesting insight, Lucas. Tell us about your sideboard. What were you thinking when you put your sideboard together? Because you've got a couple of Brassmen. We've got one of the special Four Horsemen Brassmen there in the middle. You've got Wall of Heat and Detonates and an extra Rook Egg and...
the sideboard is definitely something I need to work on my game. I'm not really strong on the sideboard game. Basically, I put a few cards there that are automatically in when you're playing red. But because I'm only playing monocolor, I'm kind of sort of stuck to a few options there. The Wall of Heat's there in case I play really fast creature-based decks, which come in to help. The Blood Moon's there, so sometimes if I get decks with multiple colors, I go all out on the Blood Moon. The Detonator for heavy artifact creature or artifact decks. And I guess I also have the Mountain Yeti, because when I go Blood Moon, the Mountain Yeti sometimes really gets in. It's so powerful when you have that evasion, you can go straight through. And that's pretty much the bulk of my sideboard. And the Brassman sometimes comes in just to help within the, being a little bit faster on the early game, and also can be food for the Atog.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you said you wish that you could do some faster creatures or some faster speed, because a lot of the creatures cost a lot. the dancing scimitars are a 1/5 flying for 4, which isn't bad. The rooks are, ground blockers that can become 4/4 flyers for 4. The clockworks are 4/4 flyers for 5. You got a couple Tetravis, 3 Triskelions. And then of course the almighty ball lightning, which is part of what makes this Atog robots lightning work. What creatures what would you do to make the deck faster?
Yeah, I'm still trying to work it out, the best options, but at the moment I'm just sort of contemplating maybe taking the Bloodlust out and then just put perhaps the 2 Brassmen in, or even going in for 2 more Rook Egg on the deck, because the Rook Egg is very powerful on this format, especially when you play with the option of the Chain Lightnings. Hill and the Diamond Valley, so you can sacrifice for the extra life. You can bounce the Chain Lightning to your creature, Rook Egg, and then back to the opponent. So it gives me sort of more options. And 4 mana, like you can get 4 mana quite quick, especially if you get a lucky draw and then have a Foul Stone in there. And the Rook Egg it's such a strong color creature for red. I just perhaps would take the Bloodlust out and then play more defensively rather than too strong attack, and then play 2 Rook Eggs or 2 Brassmen on the main deck.
Yeah. Well, so Blood Moon is also a central part of your sideboard. You've got 1 Blood Moon main deck, and then you've got, I think, 2 or 3 Blood Moon sideboard. Blood Moon has long been a very controversial card in Four Horsemen. What's your take on Blood Moon now that you've played it through the whole tournament?
Yeah, Blood Moon's definitely a really strong card in the format. Like, a lot of players are now aware of it, and they have been modifying the deck building based on the being worried about Blood Moon, which is I guess important there in the format, playing more basic lands rather than dual lands. And I guess for me, Blood Moon works really well most of the time, and I feel like playing mono red. It's also gives me, that adventure of sort of turning everything back to red, and I guess hoping that that's going to slow my opponent down enough to allow me to play. So yeah, I definitely know it's a strong card in the format, and yeah, it's working well for me.
Great. Well, let's take a look at Peter's deck, and let's do the deck review on Peter's deck. I mean, obviously you spent some time studying this deck. You've done some practice games. What do you like about Peter's deck, and what do you think your chances are tonight?
Well, I like everything about Peter's deck. It's pretty strong. It's going to be a tough match. He's got really, a lot of options there. Even everywhere you look in that deck, you see a lot of, strong, I guess, power. The Earning Gins. You see, Pyrotechnics, Chain Lightning. The Sylvan Library is so strong. There's no doubt that the Sylvan Library is so strong. We saw in the, I guess, Tournament 15, a lot of people been playing with Dark Heart of the Woods, knowing how important it is to gain the life these days on the current meta. So I guess, there's so much to like about Peter deck. It's really strong. The Curd Ape coming in early, Tiger Curd Ape, it's so strong, and so yeah, it's going to be a hard matchup for me. So I don't know. Good luck to me.
Good luck to you. Good luck to us both.
Oh, Peter's here. Peter, we are live on the Twitch stream. We were just doing the deck tech.
Oh, you're so kind. You guys did a great job. It was so kind to hear that, and I'm really looking forward to this match. Lucas, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. Cheers.
Likewise, mate. Cheers. We're gonna have a good time, and can't wait.
Yeah, let the violence begin.
Yes.
I was looking at your deck just today, like as I was getting my kids ready for bed. I'm like, man, that's a lot of aggression. Like, that deck is just, there's no half throttle on that deck. It's like they got the shops maybe happens for you, but either way, the robots are effective. I love robots with Atog is like one of my favorite brews, and it's just, oh, you don't block it. Okay, I sacrifice something. Oh, and I bloodlust. Oh, so you've taken like 10, 12 damage out of nowhere. It's just so, and I'll finish you off with a pyrotechnics or a chain lightning. It's really tops, man.
Yeah, I thought that the 4 pyrotechnics, we often see people splashing, 2 pyrotechnics, things like that with the 4 chain lightnings. But the 3 Fisher and the 4 pyrotechnics is, you're just going all in on that direct damage.
That's a dedication to violence. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find the pyrotechnics, if you get a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 and the pyrotechnics is so good, like you play the Winnie decks and then they go in and play 3 creatures pretty heavy. As soon as you get to that 5 mana, you can pretty much just like take three cards in one. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. But
notice the only card you're not running, which I'm surprised, which also has a similar effect, is the Falling Star.
I was wondering about that too.
Did you just not take it because it doesn't provide damage?
Yeah, the Falling Star is obviously really strong, Chad. It's I guess a player that uses all the time because everyone knows how powerful it is. I wanna use as well, but I'm just kind of like trying to develop this deck a little bit more. I try like this time, and I will be tweaking a little bit. I guess modify a little bit here and there. And Falling Star is definitely one of the cards that I want to play with, and perhaps Disharmony as well, because that could help in an early game with the fast creatures. But again, I'm playing this today, and I think I did all right considering. First time playing mono red. Firstly started talking about with John about playing mono red, and I pulled this deck together, and it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, my main idea is playing with the Atog, with a creature that I like a lot, and and that's what I have here now.
Very cool.
I think you've done a great job. I can tell you, as a person who's playing to Disharmony, that it's very rarely come effective for me. It's been it's been a blowout when it worked.
Right.
But it's rare because of the restriction of Diamond Valley, and because you need another sacrifice outlet to really get value out of it. I personally, I did get with my match with Tim, I think a Disharmony worked for me once, and I was like, oh, it's really good when it works. But honestly, I think it's more consistent to just play Fisher, and it gives you an extra land destruction. I think I would personally have run Fisher again. I think I was just trying to be too cute with the Rook Eggs. It's Disharmony.
Yeah, it's a fun combo, kind of thing, and you could throw in Safe Haven, which I've experimented with to complement the Diamond Valley. But then
that's a good idea.
The Safe Haven.
But then you have less land.
Well, the Safe Haven Disharmony combo, it costs 5 mana. Like, it's 3 for the Disharmony, 2 for the Safe Haven. So it's not easy to pull off. But
no, I agree.
But Peter, do you want to make any comments about your deck before we get into the tournament match here?
No, I really like it. When it works well, it's ridiculous. When it works okay, it's not bad. When it doesn't work, it's pretty bad. I don't know. It's it's been a pretty swingy some of my games. I really like it. Honestly, I like this thing I'm playing. The whole thing I've really enjoyed playing with the most is the Sylvan Library land tax later in the game combination. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not even trying to win the game. If I win the game early, it's great, but I'm actually just trying to survive the mid game. And then usually the Dark Heart of Wood land tax can come into effect. I'm gaining lots of life. I'm drawing lots of cards, and that's the only thing I think is interesting about it. That's the only thing I don't think that's been done really before, and I'm proud of that. But that's it. I played an Inferno once.
Yeah,
twice. That was pretty great. Out of nowhere, I got Tim actually. I have to send you that match. I got Tim, and Tim goes, "Wait, it's my turn." I go, "Yeah, it's an instant." He's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And he's like, just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
It's a 7 casting cost, double red, and 5 instant.
I think it was like he tried to blow up my Suchi. I sacrificed it to my Diamond Valley, and then I Infernoed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, "What just happened?" I mean, he's a really good buddy of mine, and we play as often as we can. So there was just a fun moment between friends. He was just like that I even cast it at all was kind of miraculous.
Yeah.
I have to set up some sort of mental alert that goes, all right, he's going up to 7 mana. Inferno could come in at any time.
That's right.
At any moment.
It's true. Well, and with your life gaining from the Dark Heart of the Wood, you know, you can extend the game a really long time. And unless Inferno is the last card in the bottom of your deck, you're going to draw into it at some point. And all you have to do is just be one or two life more than your opponent, and you can Inferno and win.
Well, so I'll usually, like, if I've done it, I've only Infernoed, I think, twice, and it's like, usually it's Inferno, and then I sacrifice a few forests, and I live, and the other person dies.
That's right. Yeah.
That's it.
But that's also a really, like this deck, you know, John and I have mentioned this in many of our other videos, like, your decks are always different. They're super innovative. They always have a very focused strategy and a very, you know, kind of multi-layered set of win conditions. There's not just like one way to win, and lots of synergies between the cards. And then this is also like you've been focusing on a lot of control decks, but this is an aggro creature deck. So, but it has this whole life gaining engine. You wanted to name it Dark Forest Engine. You know, how did you put this together? What was the inspiration for it?
I built 16 decks for this tournament.
Whoa.
And they were all kind of like, I'd start one and then it would turn into another, or it would turn into a variation of another, it would become another. And then when I saw, kind of looking at Dark Heart of the Woods and Land Tax and Sylvan Library and thinking, you know, if I don't, you know, my least favorite thing about Land Tax is playing 4 of them and having to get it on the first turn and then kind of being beholden to focusing on getting the other person to play out another land. And that doesn't always work because the other person can have better early threats. You might have no. I just don't like I don't like that type of play. I find it very monotonous and boring to like be focused. That's why I don't like playing Tax Edge personally. But I thought, you know, that combination is still good. If I just change my focus and make my focus more about playing that much later in the game as just a card I draw into later,
right?
Then I can just play a regular aggro deck with some good quality burn in it, and you know, just try to get this to come online mid game, and it's going to be like ancestraling every single turn. Yeah. Because I'm going to look at 3 cards that are new pretty much, and if I have the Dark Heart and I'm drawing lands, I may even get to draw 2 or 3 of them.
Right, but you only you only have 7 basic lands, and so. Well,
okay, I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have 6 forests.
You have 6 forests and one plains.
But 4 taigas, which makes it 10.
But those are not basics.
But it doesn't matter. I can still sacrifice them, and usually a few will be in play by then.
Oh yeah, but you can't search for them to grab them with the land tax. Is what I was talking about.
But here's the thing: if a game is so far away that I need to basically ancestral 3 times to win it, I've probably lost it already. Just the fact of being able to draw 3 lines. Gain 9 life. If I've even played out 4, like let's say I played out most of my forests and I played out 3 or 4 of them, half of them, then I can only get 3 of them. Then I've got 3 extra cards in my hand. I can gain 9 more life over the next 3 turns. I can draw 3 extra free cards practically over the next 3 turns, and I can look at 3 new cards for those 3 turns.
Right. Yeah. That ability to shuffle away your top cards if they're bad is really strong.
Like, if that's not enough to take a mid-game position and win it, then I must already be losing disastrously. Like, to me, that's enough.
You mentioned earlier that you might, if you were to go back and make some changes, you might not play Disharmony. What changes would you make to this deck the way it stands now?
If you want to make this deck more consistent and less cute, then you maybe just consider cutting the Diamond Valley and the 2 Fisher and the 2 Disharmonies, and you would add 2 Fissures and I don't know what else necessarily. 2 Fissures and 1 Triskelion probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's a great deck tech for both decks. The Atog Robots Lightning deck by Lucas Santos and the Dark Forest Engine by Peter Soltesz. I think, gentlemen, start your engines. We're ready to get into this match.
Let me get this thing.
Uh-oh. That sounded rough.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
What's going on? What happened?
Oh, my laptop cracked.
Huh?
My laptop cracked.
Oh, you want to reboot?
No, I mean it physically cracked. Hold on. I'm just trying to pull it open in a way that doesn't crack it more. It's like there. Got it. Okay. It's like the bottom of the clamshell opened up on my laptop.
Oh shit!
I went to lift it and that's what happened here. The thing separated in my hand and the top came apart.
Well, the good news is your camera's still working and looks good.
That's what I was most concerned about. To be honest. It was not going to be working out. I'm trying to squeeze it back together gently. There, let's get these.
I was hoping you're gonna say you concede and I'm going straight into finals, but anyway.
Listen, I wish you all the best if you do, and if you do, please play the boogeyman for Terry on my behalf.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, that's it exactly. If you win, with the best luck and deck and all that stuff, win. But if you do go, please play boogeyman for Terry. Okay.
All right.
That's my one request. Take it down. Take the win, man. Take it all the way.
All right, guys, we are ready to get this match on the road. It's so fun to have everybody here together. We got Derek and we got Chris spectating as well. What's up, Derek?
Hey.
Hey. All right, gentlemen. I'm gonna go on mute, and you guys, best of luck to both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Peter versus Lucas. The Atog Robots Lightning versus the Dark Forest Engine. Four Horsemen Tournament 15 semi-finals. We are kicking this match off. Let's see if I can get Derek in and we can commentate together.
Hey.
Hey, Derek, you want to commentate with me?
Is it working?
Yeah, if you want to mute yourself in the whereby.
That should be, yep.
Okay. Yeah, we can commentate here on the match together if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so
yeah, no John tonight, huh?
No, John's off doing something else. He's not available tonight, and I'm glad you're here. We might also get Chris in, but I think he's never done the commentating before, so I think we'll keep it just you and me for now.
Okay.
All right, so who's your? Do you have a prediction, Derek? Peter or Lucas?
Chad, you need to mute yourself.
Oh, I forgot to mute. All right, so what's your prediction, Peter or Lucas?
Peter's deck smashed mine, so let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Peter just because I think direct damage and aggro still has trouble against life gain. So that's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, with 6 Forest and a Felden's Cane, 6 Forest times, that's 18 life that theoretically Peter can gain. Plus he can recycle them all at least once. So, yeah, the life gain is a tremendous hurdle to overcome.
Now, I really think what Lucas might be missing out on possibly too is even just a single Eternal Flame, something to do a lot of damage really quickly.
Yeah.
Like a one-shotter.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I've had this problem in Four Horsemen before where the aggro direct damage red just runs out of steam or gets overrun by life gain.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Lucas won the roll and is going first. He doesn't have any first turn drops. He definitely wants to see a second turn Atog, and his ideal third turn is a third turn Blood Moon, even though he's only got one in his deck.
Yeah, and I think he should have moved those Brassmen from the sideboard to the main deck, just to have a one drop.
Well, and he mentioned that in the deck tech. Oh no, this is Lucas's worst nightmare here. The first turn Ivory Tower.
Yeah, that's very bad news for aggro burn deck. Ooh, that's a good second card. Oh, that's a bad.
Well, Jaloom Tome on turn 2 is pretty good. So Peter's just going to be gaining a ton of life here with the Ivory Tower coming into play. The Ivory Tower is a really big problem to deal with if you don't have any artifact destruction. And
Peter with the back-to-back, just best draws. Just strip mining that workshop, that's probably going to be it.
Yeah, to have the strip mine and the Ivory Tower on turn 1, the only better turn Peter could have would be to have a turn 1 Curd Ape.
Right. He might even have one in his hand just because of the Ivory Tower.
And Peter can just sit there and not play anything and gain 3 life per turn.
Yep.
And Lucas is not running any artifact destruction in his main deck, which I think is a big weakness of his deck. He could at least run, a couple of detonate or something, so that he has some way to destroy artifacts. But he's not running. He's not running anything like that in the main. He does have them in the sideboard. So Peter's already up to 26 life here.
That's crazy. And he got hit. He got hit still at 26 life.
Yeah.
But there's a strip mine facing down a single land, so hopefully Peter has some land.
Well, Peter doesn't need land. All he needs to do is just sit there and gain life,
Yeah.
He doesn't have to play a land until he hits 8 cards.
Right, that's fair. Yeah.
And there's the Curd Ape.
Yeah. And now, Lucas probably actually needs that strip mine as mana too.
Yeah. So what Lucas needs here is he needs to quickly get into his ball lightnings and his chain lightnings and his rook eggs. He needs to draw into all of his creatures and just put the maximum pressure every turn. But that first turn Ivory Tower is just that is the one card in Peter's deck that allows him to pull ahead. And it's one out of 60 cards in a 7-card draw.
Right. And I feel like if Peter, all Peter really needs to do is make it to turn 4, and there's no way Lucas is doing 28 damage by turn 4, because then you start dropping Urnum to Gems, and it's game over.
Right.
Yeah. Red doesn't have enough that deck doesn't have enough damage to get through that. Yeah. Unfortunately. I think it's going to fizzle out.
I'm going to swing with the Curd Ape.
I think best draws for Lucas right now, like you said, are Chain Lightning or Rook Egg.
Yeah, he needs to get into his Ball Lightnings. He needs his Rook Eggs. He needs his Chain Lightnings. He needs the Tetravis. He needs all the big creatures. He needs the Clockworks.
I'm gonna block and sacrifice the taunt. Okay. To gain 2/2. So it's a 3/4.
Oh, that was not a bad play.
Yeah. Can you mute those guys on your side, Derek? Just hit the 3 little dots in the upper right hand corner in each and just mute both of them, because that way it won't echo. Yeah, there you go.
I was kind of wondering where that extra noise was coming from.
Yeah.
Got it.
So Peter plays an elves, and Peter just gets to sit back here, and he's at 28 life. I guess Peter had a scavenger folk.
I don't know. I haven't seen the scavenger folk.
Well, he got rid of the Jaloom tome.
That was the Kurdape. He sacked it to the Atog.
Oh.
To kill the Kurdape, which is why I was kind of surprised Peter attacked into that. But it gets rid of the Jaloom tome.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done that. But yeah.
But Lucas is drawing dead though, so it took out the Jaloom tome.
Well, he's not drawing dead. If he can mount a significant attack with many creatures, it's possible he can come back. What I'm seeing on Lucas' side is he's just mana screwed.
But that's what I meant by drawing dead.
He's got 3 cards, 3 lands, and he just can't play anything.
Yeah, that's what I meant by drawing dead. He's missed 2 land drops, I think, now. At least 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus turn 2 is 7 cards.
So yeah, he's stuck. He's got a whole handful of stuff he can't cast. So that tomb would be, man. Maybe you shouldn't have sacked the tomb. I bet he's regretting it right now.
Pass back to you, fine.
I'll draw for turn.
He needs a land right here, or it's over.
Play a land. Tap 4, play a rook egg.
Nice.
Just in time.
Plus turn 2 with 6 cards in hand.
Sounds good to me.
Good news for Lucas too is Peter's only holding up 1 red mana, so he can't return the chain lightning.
Someone would be good right now.
Oh my goodness.
I played 3. I was like, it's got to come eventually. There we go.
Yeah. But you just called it though.
I know. I said I like to say stuff like that just in case it happens. It seems more.
No, it was great. It was great.
I was like that. Okay. A tap paid for myself and I passed to you with 5 cards.
So Peter's now at 30 life.
Right, I'll draw for turn.
And he now gets his Sylvan Library in play. Finally, Lucas gets some land, and he gets a blocker. That Rook Egg is actually a really critical blocker for Lucas because Peter has a Factory and a Rook of his own that he can light up, and he's also got Urnham Gens, but he hasn't played one yet.
5 and play.
Right.
Beautiful.
And that could be a strategy on Peter's side too. Maybe just he might even have an Urnham in his hand that he doesn't feel like casting because of. Yeah, I don't know. You don't want to really give an Atog for, so I guess you could give it to the Rook Egg.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get
Right.
1.
Okay, so now he's gaining. He has 5 cards, so he gains 1 life, and he's at 31. Now, this is what I was talking about. Lucas is starting to build his army here. If he can get to 6 lands, he's got Triskelions, Tetravis, he's got Ball Lightnings, he's got Pyrotechnics, Chain Lightnings. He's got a lot of cards that he can really do some damage with, but Peter's going to be at like 40, 50 life here and not too long. The Mishra's Factory and the Rook Egg, it's like literally this is the perfect exact sequence of cards in Peter's deck that he actually needs to be able to beat Lucas. It's really interesting.
Yep. Speaking of perfect draw, look what just happened. Pyrotechnics off the top ropes. Take out the Scavenger Folk and the Elves.
Yeah, and that's great. But the difference here is Lucas is running 4 pyrotechnics. You know, there's 1 strip mine, there's 1 factory, there's 1 ivory tower, and there's only 2 scavenger folk.
Right.
But yes, that is very, very fortunate, so that he can keep his clockwork avian in play. I wonder why he didn't attack with it though.
The rook. The rook token.
Oh, is the rook token over there? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
so Peter.
I still think Lucas is in trouble.
Yeah, he's in big trouble. That first turn ivory tower is big trouble for anybody.
Yep.
But now Peter's drawing extra cards, so that's going to bring him down to 25. But yeah, with the Diamond Valley out there, Peter can just sacrifice any and every big creature. He can gain so much life. I think Lucas is going to be forced to use his strip mine to get rid of that Diamond Valley.
Yeah, for sure.
Because those Urnham Gins will gain him 5 life apiece. He's got another rook egg. I think he's running 2 rook eggs main. So he's really, if he needs to draw a mountain and play the mountain and use the strip mine on the Diamond Valley to get rid of it now.
Yeah.
But Lucas really wants to get to 6 mana.
And apply a pyrotechnics in your rook token.
Oh. There's the second pyrotechnics targeting the rook token. So Peter,
I would definitely go for the rook token myself.
Yeah, Peter can just munch it to the Diamond Valley.
The rook token to my Diamond Valley to gain 4 life.
He needs to get that blocker out of there.
Yeah, and now he can hit in with both the Atog and the.
Sounds good.
Oh no, he can't hit in with the Atog because of the factory. So he can get in for 4 in the air.
Lose the counter. It's at 3-4 now.
All right, so Peter's at 25, so he should take 4, and he should go to 21.
No, he took 4. He had the 4 from the rook token sack.
Oh, okay, that's right. He gained 4 and lost 4. Okay. So now he gains 2 more from the ivory tower. So now he can go back to his strategy, his first strategy, which is just hold cards and gain life.
I'll take an extra card again.
And he takes an extra card, so he pays 4 life, goes to 23. And now he can just hold those.
I do think that'll be Lucas's only saving grace is that Peter keeps electing to take extra cards.
Well, eventually Peter will get the Dark Heart of the Wood, and then he'll be able to sacrifice Forest for 3 life. So,
right.
Okay, so he's got Scavenger Folk number 2. That's really uncanny. That's really interesting. There's only 2 of those in there, and he's gotten both of them. And the only threat that Lucas really has is the clockwork, and that just tidily deals with it. So that is really fortunate. Okay, so now Lucas gets to 6 lands. If he can play a Triskelion here, he can get rid of that other Scavenger Folk.
Mm-hmm. I even like your strategy of strip mine the Diamond Valley and try to find another way to kill the Scavenger Folk.
Well, he may not have the Triskelion here. He could have a Chain Lightning. He could have the third Pyrotechnics, or he could have a Triskelion, or none of the above.
Right. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to attack with the Clockwork Avian and have it die with 2 counters off of it.
Well, but it's
not ideal, but not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it's the only way he's got to deal damage right now. But you're right. The thing is you can always take a pause, take a timeout on that Clockwork for 1 turn and rejuvenate the counters.
Right. It still feels like it could be maybe not even a primary target for the Scavenger Folk, which isn't going to matter now anyway.
Look at this, Derek. So he's Chain Lightning the Rook Egg, and then he's going to bounce the Chain Lightning to the Scavenger Folk.
I like it.
I would assume, yeah.
And then Peter could bounce it
we're
back.
trading damage.
Yep.
Nah, forget it. I'm looking at you got 2 more reds.
But he's saying no because Lucas can bounce it back.
Yeah, Lucas totally wants him to bounce it back. All right, so hats off to Lucas. He has very handily been able to deal with both Scavenger Folk.
Right.
I'm surprised he's in Diamond Valley.
Yeah, well,
gonna.
He may have forgotten.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got to strip the Diamond Valley now.
So Peter has a surprise here.
Yep.
He's got a disharmony here.
Oof. That's why he held back the.
That's
He's got
why.
to strip the Diamond Valley right now.
Okay, so Lucas can sacrifice the Atog, or he can sacrifice the Clockwork to the Atog.
In response, I'm gonna.
He can also strip the Diamond Valley before he takes the.
Well, but he would have to do that before the. I guess he could do that in response to the disharmony being played.
Yeah, I just didn't want to gain the life.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, actually, is that
it's
right?
an instant speed, so yeah. In response, you could.
I would like
for
to
the Diamond Valley.
instead.
Yep.
Okay, so you'd like to, in response to me casting disharmony?
Yeah, in response to you casting.
I wonder what they're discussing right now. Because that should be a legal play.
Yeah.
In response, you can kill the Diamond Valley.
Yeah. So he can sacrifice the Clockwork to the Atog in response to the disharmony.
He still should strip it regardless. He should strip that thing.
Well, he wants to stay on 6 mana so he can play Tetravis and Triskelion. But yes, I agree. He needs to get rid of that Diamond Valley because Peter could play a Urnham Djinn next turn and then he'll gain 5 life off of it.
Right.
Okay, well this is, see, I told you this is going to be an uphill battle, but hats off to Lucas. He's hanging in there, he's grinding it out. Peter's at 26, he's been drawing extra cards, and Lucas has been getting in for some damage. That was a pretty smooth move to be able to work around disharmony. It hurts to lose your Clockwork like that, but Peter didn't gain the life, didn't gain control of the creature. And honestly, I think it would have been a better move just to strip that Diamond Valley in response to the casting of the disharmony.
Oh, 100%. My personal choice right there would have been to kill the Diamond Valley.
But
we'll see if it works out.
I know why Lucas didn't do it. He doesn't have any mana. He's been hurting for mana. He wants to be able to have 6 mana for Tetravis, Triskelion, and Fisher, Pyrotechnics. So. Oh, there's a Pyrotechnics from Peter. So that takes out the Rook token from Lucas. Now there's only 2 Pyrotechnics in Peter's deck main, so that's 1 of 2. And that was Lucas's major threat here, just evaporated.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is now is Peter has 5. He has 5 forests over there. So one of the cards Lucas really needs here before the Dark Heart of the Wood comes down is he needs to draw into his 1 of Blood Moon. If he can draw into his 1 of Blood Moon, that'll take care of the Diamond Valley and the factory, and it'll turn 3 of the 5 forests into mountains, and that will help with the life gain problem.
Yeah, you could even strip a forest.
He could strip a forest, yeah. All right, Tetravis coming down.
Sure thing.
That's a good hit for him.
Yes.
He can split that. Yep. He needs to split it right away. Regardless of whether he thinks he needs to, I think you should split it on his first upkeep.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
It gives him Atog sack outlets.
Yes. It could be really good.
But a lot of people forget that, and I think he'll leave him on there because it's a big flyer.
Well, that's exactly why he's got him in. Yeah, this whole deck, Lucas wanted to play an Atog deck, and this is what he wants. He wants Tetravis and Atog, and he's got it.
It's easy to miss that upkeep trigger, though. I'm curious to see if he splits it or not.
There's the Urnham. So this is what we were worried about. This is why he really wanted to strip that Diamond Valley, but I know he just couldn't do it until he got to 6 mana. He had to be sure he could get to 6. He'll probably draw a mountain next turn, and then then it's going to be too late.
Yeah, all regret.
But what would be really good is if he could play Blood Moon next turn. and then that would solve the Diamond Valley factory and the taiga problems with the dark card.
I'm going to.
I did call it though. I still think he should have split the Tetravis.
Yeah.
It would make a monster Atog as a blocker for the Curdit or for the Urnum.
Yes. You're right.
Play Fisher on your.
He's got a Fisher for the Urnum. Ooh, very nice. Nicely done, Lucas.
That explains why he didn't do that.
Yes, he had a plan. All right, so Lucas is getting in, and Peter is at 19 after being at like 36 or something craziness.
Right.
So here's the thing. It's like, so Peter has 5 cards, so he's still gaining a life, and he could pay 8 life and draw those 3 cards and just hold them, and he'll gain that life back in 2 turns.
That's why I say that like Diamond Valley's a little bit suspect. Like it's a good card, but
I'm still on the split the Tetravis plan. You can still attack for 4.
Yeah. Oh, you gaining a lot of life. They gave you
and
a
you
lot
have
of few
sack
cards already.
But I really think people forget that it can do that.
Yeah.
Valley,
well, in this case, he had the Fisher to deal with the Urnum, and that's why he didn't do it. Maybe he'll split it next turn, but also he wants to get in for damage. He wants to get Peter whittled down. One of the things Lucas has that's very sneaky in his deck is those 4 ball lightnings. If he gets to 6 red, he can drop 2 ball lightnings in 1 turn and attack for 12 trample.
Right. That's a pretty big hit.
Yeah. Oh, Falling Star.
That's another reason to split.
Well, the Falling Star would take them all out.
Yeah, it has to hit them all though.
Yeah. All right. So that's a big problem. So he's probably got a Chain Lightning in his hand. Yep. And he'll Falling Star the Tetravis and then Chain Lightning it to finish it off. Oh, and he got them both. All right, so they both tap and take 3 damage.
He can still sack the. Will that survive? No, it wouldn't survive.
Then I'm gonna Chain Lightning.
Yes, and there's the Chain Lightning, as we
now,
predicted.
if he would have sacked to the Atog, would the Atog well, you would have just Chain Lightning the Atog.
He could have sacked it to the Atog. Yes, he could have sacked it to the Atog.
Yeah. But then he would have just Chain Lightning.
But the Atog would have been a 3/4, so it could have still died from. Yeah, it would have still died from the Chain Lightning.
I had 3. I just drew 1 more, so I've got 5 cards in hand. Sorry.
It would have just changed the sequence of events.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Same outcome.
Yeah. Well, now there's a factory and an Atog that's just gonna beat Lucas up. As much of a good fight he's put up,
I'm gonna tap 3 and play a ball lighting.
He's now gonna be
nasty,
having some issues.
Double ball lightning.
I'm gonna swing for 12.
You called it.
All right, you got me at taking that. I'm gonna go to 8.
Look at that. Oh man. Now he needs another ball lightning and a Chain Lightning.
1 card in hand.
Okay. Noted.
How many cards you got in hand?
I have 4. I'm drawing to 5 now.
Yep.
All right, so wow. So the double ball lightnings, that's what I was talking about, hitting in for that 12 damage, right?
Right.
I mean, now Peter's at 8, but Lucas is at 16, and he's all out of juice, right? And the factory and the Curd Ape are going to hit for 4 per turn between the 2 of them. So
I don't think Peter. The way Peter plays, though, I don't think Peter's going to attack.
Well, all Peter needs is a City of Brass, and then he can play his Dark Heart of the Wood, and he's got 3 times 5. He's got 15 extra life instantly. Yeah. The only thing that Lucas can do here is pray that he can top deck his one-off Blood Moon and play it. And
I'm gonna gain 1. Go to 9.
I did call it though. Peter did not attack because of the potential backswing. Like another ball lightning and a Chain Lightning would have finished the job.
Yes, yeah, because he was at 8, so he was saving those guys to block. But now he can just sit back and gain life and no worries. Okay, so here comes a Dancing Scimitar. Now that's something.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He can block the Curd Ape or the factory, so that is not too shabby.
And an earn him. He can block and earn him.
He can block and earn him. That's really, really important right there.
Foster into you with 2 cards.
And he can be eaten by Atogs.
I'll go to 11 for 9.
Yeah, dancing. He was talking about cutting it, but I think dancing scimitar is a sneaky include. It's a good card for this deck.
Right.
It's a defense and it's an offense.
So Peter's being extra cautious, but he's also just sitting back, holding cards and gaining life off the ivory tower. That ivory tower has won the game for Peter. It's just shocking. It's jaw dropping. Like, it's the one card that allows Peter's deck to really pull ahead against Lucas. And it's the one card he didn't want to see, and Peter had it on turn 1.
Surprisingly, too, Peter doesn't have a black source. He had the Elves of Deep Shadow. I guarantee you 100% there's a Dark Heart of the Woods in his hand.
Oh yeah, he's probably got both of them in his hand.
Sylvan Library.
He just needs this.
This ivory tower. Oh my goodness.
He just needs a City of Brass, and then he'll be able to play it.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
It's there. He's just waiting for a black source.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also doesn't really need it. With the Ivory Tower, he can go up to 7 cards and gain 3 life per turn, and it's no problem.
Yeah. But the Dark Heart, I think, in my opinion, at this point in the game, Dark Heart's a win. If he can get it on the table, it's game over.
Yeah. All right. There's Rook Egg number 2.
Oh, something. Earn him? Oh, no, he's paying for the... Never mind, he's paying for the Rook.
Yeah, Rook
He hasn't
Egg.
paid for it yet.
Rook Egg number 2. So there's another Falling Star and some more Chain Lightning. So Peter's going to be setting up his Rook to become the flyer here.
I do.
And you're gonna go back to
Mazabeth only works without a Blood Moon, though.
Man, if Lucas can pull that Blood Moon... Now, I'm really surprised he's just straight up attacking here for 1 damage. It's like... He's going to take a pop back of 4 when he's only getting through for 1.
But he's got the maze. He still has the maze.
Oh, that's right. He's got the maze. All right, so Peter moves up and gains more life and back to 15 with the Ivory Tower. It's just a never-ending battle.
Play this really cool.
Oh, there's the black source.
Deep Shadow.
Elves of Deep Shadow. There they are. There's the black. You're right. Now the Dark Heart can come down next turn.
Swing for 2.
I'll bounce back with the mace.
So Lucas has 3 cards in hand right now. He needs a Chain Lightning, another Pyrotechnics, or another Fisher to get rid of that elf.
Right now, I'll land.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get rid of the elf right now.
I'm gonna tap 5.
Here it comes.
And we're gonna Pyrotechnics your.
Yep. So I'm curious if he takes out the ape and the elf.
Yeah, there's the Pyrotechnics. Yeah, so he should take out the ape and the elf.
Are you sure you don't mean the Rook Egg?
No.
No, man.
Yeah, so Pyrotechnics is not very good in any other format, but in Four Horsemen, it is a powerhouse.
Pause turn 2.
It does 4 damage divided any way you want among any number of creatures. And wow, is that a great card for Lucas to have here.
Right. And that's what honestly makes it playable. It's not the 4 damage, it's the ability to spread the 4 damage.
Right. Wow, we have quite the audience here. We've got Chris Stennard, we've got Brian, I think that's Brian Weissman, we've got Derek, we've got Chris Holzenbeck, and me. We've got quite the audience watching this semifinals game.
Oh, you still got the Dark Card down. You pulled the City of Brass.
That's why,
all right, there it is.
7 cards in hand.
Yep.
And as soon as I
it might be too late.
Yeah,
time run out.
Yeah, so now there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's going to be 15 more life that Peter's going to gain, plus whatever he gains from the Ivory Tower. It's I think that's curtains for Lucas over the long term of this game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in Four Horsemen, that's basically infinite life.
Yeah, well, also Peter's running the Felden's Cane main deck. So if Peter were not running the Felden's Cane main deck, then Lucas would have a chance. But the fact that he's got that in there means he can just recycle all the lands that he sacrifices and gain all that life again.
Yeah, and he could even drop his own. He could even drop a land tax and get a guarantee that he gets those lands back.
Right.
Oh, it's just disgusting. Like the synergy in that.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, and that's part of the genius in Peter's deck. It's got that built in.
So take 3, go to 16. 13. Sorry.
13, I think. Yeah, that's right. 13.
He's playing modern Magic with old school card.
So Peter just does a chain lightning straight to Lucas.
Yeah, and then Lucas sent it back.
Yeah, but now Lucas is at 9, or Lucas is at 13, and Peter's at 9. Is that right?
Yeah, Peter's at infinite, and Lucas is at 13.
Right, 9 / plus 15.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yo, thanks, guys. I did play a land. I'm passing to you.
That's what I was afraid of. Lucas's strategy for game 2 has just got to be kill him faster. Like, if it goes any longer than, turn 6 or 7 even, he's in trouble.
Right now, but anyway, Stone.
I don't know if he can do damage that fast.
Pass to you with 2.
On top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And if the Ivory Tower may have been the difference. I think.
No, of course it was. Yeah, Peter would have been dead a long time ago. The Ivory Tower has won this game, and it's a one of that Peter only has. It's restricted, so he can only have 1, and he got it turn 1, which is just jaw dropping, and it's 1 in the game.
Whenever I play Ivory Tower, it's always in my opening hand.
Play a force.
It just wants to be there.
And I will pass to you with 6 cards.
The other problem with mono red in this format too, I still think he shouldn't have sacked that Jaloom Tomb when he did. He doesn't have any draw engines.
Now the Dance of Scimitar.
Nice.
If he gets stuck.
Pass turn 2 with 2 cards in.
That's 6. I'll gain 2. Go to 13.
Even a Winds of Change, even if it's in the sideboard, just to give you a fresh hand if you need one.
So much abusive life. Ugh, the top of this library is disgusting. Take 1.
Well, so Lucas has got 2 decent blockers. Even if Peter gets his Urnum Djinns back, he can at least block. I mean, this is going to be a big problem now. I mean, Peter's now got 6 potential forests. Lucas.
So the other issue that we haven't even looked at really is it's a Felden's Cane issue again. Like, even if Lucas can hold him, he still dies. Yeah, he still gets decked out.
Yeah, so looky here. So Lucas has the Blood Moon here, and Peter instantly sacrifices all 3 Taigas.
13 go to 22.
Because the City of Brass and the Factory instantly become mountains, and so he just gains 9 life right there. And now he's back to 22.
I have 7 in hand.
And he's got 7 in hand, so he's just gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining.
I would actually be curious to see if this literally goes until Lucas draws his deck out.
Yeah, it's going to deck Lucas. That's what's going to happen. Peter's not going to win by damage, I don't think, because of the... Well, he can get... When he gets the Felden's Cane, he'll get the Scavenger Folk back, and he'll be able to eventually get rid of those scimitars.
Right. Yeah, so one of 2 things is going to happen, right? Like, either he's going to run out of cards, or the Scavenger Folks are going to get drawn. Yeah.
I'll play another force.
But he's got Sylvan Library, too, which speeds it up.
It's enough. See, there's enough basics. Even that small amount of basics is plenty of basics.
Something big's coming.
I'll play an Urnum.
There's the Urnum. So the card that's white, is that the Rook token?
Yeah, it must be a Rook token, yeah.
Yeah, that Maze of If is a mountain now.
Oh, he Blood Mooned his own maze,
Right,
too.
it is a mountain. Oh my gosh, yeah. You turned it upside. Okay, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that. I would have kept that to myself, Lucas. You don't want to remind your opponent that that maze is not a maze. It's up to them to know that it's not a maze.
Do you mind if I tap for that? Nothing has happened since. Do you mind if I tap for that differently though?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm gonna just pay it with my force and leave these mountains untapped.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's it. I have 7 cards in hand and I'm passing you.
So interesting. So Lucas is letting Peter do takebacks there. I do not do that, and I do not encourage anyone to do that in a tournament environment. There's no takebacks in tournaments. These are not casual games. These are tournament matches, and this is the semifinals match.
And you see why he did that too, right?
I know exactly why he did it. Yes, because
he's got 2 red sources to send back a chain.
Yeah, but he's already tapped his lands and put a card into play, and then he's trying to, in a semifinals match,
I'll give you like 20 damage, something like that, and you still at 24. Shit.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that is not cool.
Yeah.
When I make mistakes like that, and I've made many, I just own them and I just play through them and keep going. He's at 20-something life. Like, is it going to really make a difference if it's 3 life from an extra chain? You know, own your mistakes. Don't try to do takebacks in a tournament match. That's just not cool.
Yep.
City of Mountain.
That blood moon just made the City of Brass really good.
It really did. Yep.
In your graveyard, how many pyrotechnics are there? Just curious.
I have 1.
Yeah, there's
2, 3.
I don't like early scooping in a tournament, but there's no way out for Lucas at this point. It's game over. He's either gonna get decked or
Yeah.
Where'd he get that scavenger folk from?
7 cards in hand.
He must have had 3.
I'll pass to you.
Okay, so now that's interesting because we
one of the Master Scimitars has absolutely.
We have 2. I've got Peter's deck photo right here. There are only 2 scavenger folk in the main deck.
I believe that's the 3rd one. I wonder if he's sided
Peter.
one in and forgot to take it out.
Hey Peter, how many scavenger folk are in your graveyard right now?
2 of them, I think.
Because your deck photo only has 2 scavenger folk in the main deck.
Then either I screwed up my deck photo or I screwed up my deck, but more likely I screwed up my deck photo. Fuck. That's awkward. I don't mind just throwing it away and just going by my deck photo, but I think I have 3 in my deck, and I think I fucked up the deck photo, to be honest.
What do you think about that, Derek?
I'm not sure.
That's interesting. It doesn't. It's one of those weird situations. It doesn't change the outcome of the game, but it's also not right. I wonder if it was in his sideboard and accidentally forgot to take it back out.
We just realized that mistake.
Or he sided it in another match and forgot to take it back out.
Too, and that's what you should be going on for correct information. I don't mind just if that's appropriate, to get rid of it or.
I guess they're having a discussion about it now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a Chad question because I'm not. I'm not sure what happens to this.
If this were a real sanctioned tournament, that would be a loss.
Yeah,
very unfortunate one.
That's awkward. Yeah, fuck. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Strange situation.
Yeah, so I screwed up the deck photo I submitted.
You want to just get rid of that and then just draw another card or something like that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. If that's cool with you, I'm just gonna remove this from. I'm gonna remove it.
Yeah, I feel like the right thing to do is just to let him just remove it from the game.
Just take whatever's on top of the library. I know what it is. It's not particularly good. Then we'll leave it like that. Okay.
Call it a mistake.
Well, it's particularly good against Lucas because Lucas has so many artifacts. So this is a big problem because we've got the deck photos and you can clearly see here that there's only 2 scavenger folks. So what would happen in a sanctioned tournament in this scenario?
I do believe he would take a loss, but it hurts so bad because Lucas is gonna win.
Lucas is not.
Peter's gonna win.
Lucas is not going to win. Peter is going to win. But I think this is a big problem because this is, this is a big match. Lucas has worked really hard, and Peter is the dominant, reigning champion. Peter's run, I believe, 8 out of 15, so he's won half of all the tournaments. I find it hard to believe, as experienced as he is, that he would have 3 scavenger folk in his deck and not have them in his deck photo. In fact, Peter,
is there one in his sideboard or no?
In the sideboard, let's take a look. In the sideboard, no. In the sideboard, there are 3 crumbles, but no extra scavenger folk.
So it wasn't even an accidental side, and it's been in his deck the whole time.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Those are on top.
That's highly unusual. I wonder if he modified the deck after he took the photo and just.
1, 2, 3, 7, and I'll pass to you.
Alright, I'll take my turn. Nothing on tap or draw.
I mean, I played with Peter long enough to know that I don't think he did anything shady. It was definitely unintentional. Still odd.
2, 5. I'm gonna play a pyrotechnics in your rooftop.
It's interesting.
Okay. Just gonna go.
So I guess I've never played in many sanctioned. I would assume it would be a loss because your deck doesn't. It's an illegal deck. At best, it would be a draw.
Don't want to get down to 6. I'm worried about the Inferno.
Yeah, especially against an artifacts deck.
I have 7.
Right. I mean, it's such an artifact-heavy deck that third scavenger folk makes a big difference to have that in the main deck.
It's like an accidental Shatterstorm. it fell in there.
Take 1.
No, not that serious, but
Plateau Mountain over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've got a big audience here. Chris, you, me, Brian, Chris Stennard as well. A lot of these guys are pretty heavy Magic players.
For like that, Falling Star.
They can't hear us either, so they're probably like, "What? I wonder why he just threw that scavenger folk off the table and drew another card."
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big problem.
And they're attacking.
Yep.
And I'll swing over there for 9.
Yeah, I'm no judge by any means, so I couldn't tell you.
Wow.
But I do believe it would. I do believe a legal deck is a loss.
Yeah, I mean, in a tournament scenario, it would be it would be an automatic DQ, right?
For 3.
Or just a match, or I think it would be a single game loss for a minor. I think that's considered a minor issue. If he had like multiple cards that weren't supposed to be in there, that's a major, and that's a full DQ. I think it would just be a single game loss, not a match loss.
Yeah,
necessarily. I think it's judge's discretion too, but I think a single card like that. But the significance of that single card in this particular matchup is pretty significant.
Oh yeah, it's extremely significant because it's like exactly what Peter would need to deal with the artifacts.
Right. Yeah, I think unfortunately, I think Peter, if he got a judge that was having a bad day, because of the significance of the card, could have been a full DQ.
Yeah, I mean, if I were Peter and this happened to me, what I would do is I would just say, hey, you know what? I've completely screwed up. This disqualifies me. I'm gonna concede this match, and I'm gonna take this card out of my deck because it's not supposed to be in here. And let's just go to game 2, and I lose this match. That would be the right thing to do here.
You're gonna attack the
that would be the proper and I think best thing to do.
That was a dirty top deck, the Ivory Tower.
Right.
I was totally thinking.
And I know Lucas's personality, and like I feel like even a draw, because he was getting so blown out at that point.
Yeah.
And Lucas is now down to 1 life, and Peter's at 22.
I was lucky to survive all this time. Got 1, 2,
So
3,
what do you
4,
think,
5,
Derek?
6,
Should
7,
we
8,
weigh
9,
in here and have a
40
discussion
lanes.
amongst everyone as to whether this is a DQ or not?
Yeah, I think
I think we didn't hear what they talked about. They had obviously talked about it.
Well, but it's not up to them. You know, this is our tournament, and this is a clear violation of the rules. You cannot play with cards that are different. We specifically state in the rules of the tournament that you cannot change your deck once you started playing.
Threats, I was just drawing
now, is anybody available?
Like a
you guys have like a higher level committee, right?
Well, yeah, we have a rules committee.
Right.
Let's see if Nick Breyer is available.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick.
As soon as you drew that, played that ivory tout, that first turn, I was like, nah. I'm lost.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
All right, well,
Hello?
hey, Lucas, can you step away from your computer for just a second and step away so you can't be heard there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we have a major problem here.
That's even weirder.
Yeah?
How did you do that?
I have no idea.
All right. So what was the resolution? Play some elevator music for this intermission. For those of you still watching out there, I believe we are in search of a rules clarification. There is a extra card added to Peter's deck, and Chad, I believe, is out talking to the rules committee for final clarification on what's going to happen, because the extra card included was not even part of the sideboard. So there's a chance that extra card has actually been in there for the entire tournament. And interesting enough, it was a very powerful card against Lucas's meta. So makes it a very interesting judge call. And not one that you really want to make. I'm glad I'm not the one making the final decision on this one. We shall see. Keep setting my phone off. Okay. Not seeing a lot of activity on Lucas's side. So
Yeah.
Luke.
Hey Derek, can you come off of mute in the whereby? I'm gonna hang up our call here. Come off of mute in the whereby.
Sorry, Peter, I'm back. I'm still sort of working on my sideboard here. I just want to sort of have a chat with you in regards to the scavenger folk situation.
Okay.
I don't know what normally happens in this, in this scavenger folk was unfortunately, I guess, a card that I was, I had to get rid of it real quick because that impact a lot with the game. I don't know what to do. Should we talk to Chad about it? What does normally happen in this situation on the tournament?
I've never been in this situation before. Like, I can assure you I meant to have 3 scavenger folks in my deck, but because I have 3 crumbles that I kind of often swap in or swap out with the folk if they're getting destroyed. But I didn't review my deck photo enough, and it has to. So if you want to chat with Chad about it, like, absolutely.
Yeah, I just not sure. I just want to see what he says because I'm not, I'm like I said, I don't know what to do in that situation. Like we're obviously playing for fun and having a good time, but I just wanted to make sure we're doing the right thing as well.
Hey guys, this is a big conundrum here. We have a long-standing rule that you're not allowed to change your deck. Once you start the tournament. Peter, you shot me your deck photo a couple times. You can see in the upper left you've got the 2 scavenger folk. I also thought, maybe Peter forgot to take his sideboard out, right? But there's also no scavenger folk in your sideboard.
No, exactly.
So, I mean, if we were... Obviously, this is a for fun league, right? This is not like some Wizards of the Coast sanctioned thing. But if we were in a real tournament and this happened, what would happen in the real tournament? I think
you just get disqualified, to be honest. That's probably my guess.
Well, if it were like an error, like you forgot and you left a sideboard card in, I think that, I don't know for sure, but I think the judge you would lose the match for sure. I don't know if you'd be disqualified, but certainly you would lose the match. But changing your deck would definitely be a major issue, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I may have just, when I took my full, like, I'm sure I had 3 scavenger folks when I made my deck, and I think most likely because I buy and sell a lot of cards and because I move my binders around, I probably moved it around and didn't put it in for the photo. But that's how it happened. Like, for me, that's I never made the deck with 2 scavenger folk, but I realized that that's what's in my deck photo, and that's all I really got to say about it. And whatever you guys want to do about it is fine with me.
Derek, are you there? Have you been in a tournament scenario where anything like this has happened? Oh, I gotta unmute Derek.
I think the inclusion of a single mistaken card would still be considered a minor. I don't think it would be a full DQ or anything like that. Like I said, I think at a minimum it would be a draw. And then you guys want to just
nullify the previous match? Like, I don't really care, honestly. If you want to nullify the previous game, that's fine with me.
Lucas, what do you want to do here? Do you want to nullify that game and replay? Do you want to?
Yeah, it would be sad. It would be sad to disqualify Peter. Obviously, I don't want the outcome. I want to play and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we're not trying to disqualify and like anything
absolutely,
harsh like that.
I don't know. I don't like I said, I'm new to Four Horsemen and even playing tournaments, so I don't know what the rules call for, and I don't want to sort of in a way completely destroy this match or this game and the actual tournament because of a wrong decision that I made. But yeah, I'm easy either way.
Okay, well, Peter, did you take out the other scavenger folk?
Oh yeah. So I put it over there, so I put it back in my binder later.
Okay.
I don't have it in my deck anymore.
I think we've got 2 options. Well, we've got 3 options. Option one is we can replay game 1 with no sideboards. Option 2 is we can have Peter lose game 1 because of the error in his cards. And then option 3 is we can proceed and do nothing. So what would you prefer, Lucas?
Look, to be honest, I reckon if we, let's say, to be, I guess, fair in a way, I don't want to just Peter to lose the game or anything like that. So maybe we should just start from the start
and just replay the match.
Replay the match is 0-0. We start from the start, take the sideboard out, and we play it again. I'm not sure. Like I said, I just don't want to impact in the wrong way the tournament.
Peter, are you cool? Are you good with that?
Yeah, man, I'm amenable to whatever.
Okay.
It's like, it was my error. I don't think it played a very important role in that game, but I'm feeling bad that it happened in the first place. So let's just.
Okay. If Lucas, if you're cool with that, I think that's a reasonable solution.
Yeah. Let's take the sideboard out.
It's gonna make this match and video quite a bit longer.
Very, very long.
It's gonna be a 3-hour video. But
yeah, that was an exceptionally long game.
And that was.
Believe me, we were stressing just talking about it because we're like, Peter had this game locked up. We don't even want to talk about it, but we have to. Yeah. Like, it's just a shitty situation for everybody.
Yeah, but it's my fuck up. So
okay, so we'll agree to just take your sideboards out. Don't sideboard game 1, and we'll just replay. We'll replay the match since there was an error in the spirit of friendliness and. Lucas, I'm sure you're hoping that Peter won't get Ivory Tower on turn 1 again.
Yeah, it's all right. I just, like I said, it's just a crazy situation there. But we'll play the game and just let's say I'll get you play another match. It's good for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. If you guys are both cool with that, I think that's a very amenable resolution.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's good for me.
All right. So shuffle up and deal.
Sorry, I'm just gonna make sure I take all the sideboards out so we don't have this problem again. So 1 second.
Yeah. Imagine no, we can't do. There was I think it was Tim. Who was it? I drew the first 2 games with this guy once. It was really like a long match to begin with, and two we ended up playing like it was a Doubleton X Points tournament. It was with Tim. I think it was with Tim. And we drew our first 2 games because we kept playing Psionic Blast. And so anyway, it was like
okay, Derek.
4 hours or something insane.
Well, did you go back on mute on the whereby?
Yep. Yep,
Okay.
I just did.
All right. Well, I think that had to be brought to attention. I'm glad Lucas brought it up.
Making sure when I put out everything.
And I think that, it's just like this kind of stuff, maybe it happens in these free leagues from time to time. I'm glad they were both able to agree on a way to address it without it becoming too contentious.
Right, and I'm glad it was Lucas and Peter. You just never know. Like, you get the wrong guy, it's going to leave a bad taste in their mouths forever. Like, oh, maybe, even though there's no chance you could have won that game, right? Like, you still don't want to be like, well, what if, yeah. Maybe he didn't draw a scavenger folk earlier because there's 3 in his deck and there should have only been 2. Yeah. It sucks all around. I think we got a good resolution.
Yeah. I mean, it can. A lot of folks are playing in a lot of leagues, right? Like John Eckleberry is playing in like 4 different leagues, and that can make a big difference. I know I swap cards from deck to deck, but it's usually like high value rare cards that I don't have lots of copies of. Right. So yeah, I'm glad that the guys agreed to just replay the match, and hopefully that will result in a more fair game. If Peter gets Ivory Tower turn 1 again, I'm gonna really be like losing my shit.
That's funny. Yeah, while you were on the phone with whoever, I did give the people that decided to watch this 4-hour video a description of what was going on. That's funny.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting video, right? Because we've never had something like this happen before.
Right.
Okay, so the guys are shuffling up, and I don't know if they rolled or what they did.
Wonder if you gave Lucas the play, because it's hard to tell you who's even going first here.
It looks like Peter's trying to decide if he's gonna.
Okay, for me to say first, but you don't have to.
If he's going to go first or not. I guess Peter won the roll. Wow, this match has gone so long that my audio soundtrack ran out of songs.
Somebody tried to tell me in the tournament, and I didn't think they were correct, that I had to decide before I looked at my hand, and I'm like, I don't think that's correct.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, you're supposed to, if you win the roll, you're supposed to decide who goes first before you look at your hand. Now, so this is the perfect turn for Peter, other than the Ivory Tower. First turn, Taiga, Kurdape, and then it's the perfect turn for Lucas, Mountain and Chain Lightning.
Right. A little back and forth here.
Well, it's actually risky because
take another damage, I'll play another round.
But double Urnums. Yeah. Turn 5, Urnum number 2. And that's pretty strong. Peter's running those 4 Urnums.
Is that another Urnum?
I was like, I please hope I can get to 4 mana.
That's
This is tough. This is tough.
It's pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
This is really bad. Alright, let's turn to you with 5 cards.
Okay, Derek, I'm back. I lost connectivity there for a minute.
Yeah, it got weird. I muted you for a second anyway, so we're good. We're back.
Yeah, I just suddenly started dropping packets, and I don't know what the hell was going on. It looks like Peter's just taken a dominant position here. He's got the double Urnums and the Curd Ape and the Scavenger Folk. And Lucas is stuck on just having the couple of Atogs. He's having to chump block both of them. Maze one of the Urnums.
You can make the block since you're not going to kill my creature. Then, in response to the block, sacrifice.
Yeah, he's got a block stack. Yep. Yeah, I think Peter helped him out on that one. I think Peter's like, yeah, you got the stack.
So I'll go to 16.
And then you shake.
Then I'll take. If you pump the pen here.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
No, I'm not going to pump.
Especially being on 4 lands, all of his big creatures cost 6.
Because I'm going to play another Urnum.
I guess you could get a diamond or a dancing scimitar.
Yeah, they're all there.
Is that Urnum number 4?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
And Lucas does not have a chance here. I mean, he doesn't have a Rook Egg.
Play land.
He would need Fisher, Rook Egg, Fisher, all back to back, and he would still be at very low life. So
right.
I really think it's just over for Lucas here.
Yeah, he's in danger. The best thing you could get, yeah, like you said, is probably a Rook Egg. Fisher's the next best thing. Dancing Scimitar would be a good out. You could gain life with it unblocked.
Even a Rook Egg would, if he could get a Rook Egg out, he could gain 3 life, block with it, gain 3 life, and then get the flyer, and then chump block that one the next turn. But he's going to be on his back heels with these 3 Urnums every game, because that was Urnum number 4.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Yeah, there's no way out.
No.
It's prolonged death right now.
Yeah, this game is, unfortunately, this is not looking very good for Lucas.
I'll bounce.
Yeah, so maybe turn 1 Ivory Tower is not as good as we thought.
Well, I mean, fourth turn Urnum, 5th turn Urnum, 6th turn Urnum, 7th turn Urnum is also incredibly good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start, I would say.
It's like, who can beat that?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. I don't even know what you do against it, to be honest.
After combat,
that's a tough out.
Yeah, I don't think I can come back.
That's just salt on the wound right there.
Well, he's only got 2 forests right now, but yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point. Lucas has no way to deal with these Urnums. Even if he plays a Triskelion, it's a 4/4 and they're 4/5s. So there's just no way out here. If he could play a Clockwork Avian and have a Chain Lightning, that would be one way. But even then, you can't play Chain Lightning as an instant. So I really think it's just over.
Damage count wise, no matter what he plays, 6 gets through.
Yeah. Well, the card that has the glare on Peter's our left, Peter's right. That card there is another Urnum Gen, right?
Elf.
Oh, that's an elf.
You mean Scavenger Folk, right?
A Scavenger Folk. Okay, so that's a Scavenger Folk. All right.
Okay, that actually helps.
That helps a lot.
Keep them alive for turn.
I thought that was the 3rd Urnum over there. That's the 2nd Urnum. So, okay, so he's now going to be taking 4 per turn minimum. So, if Lucas can find a way out of this, he needs a, I guess he needs a...
Bounce 1 and take 4, go to 1.
Oh, he's at 1 already, but yeah, there's no way out. Even a Rook Egg won't save him.
I'll play a land tax.
He just dropped a card ape and a land tax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
And Peter needs to take a damage for that. Because he tapped the City of Brass for white, so he should take a damage.
Yeah, it puts him at 13.
Yeah. Hey Peter, I don't know that it's gonna matter, but you take a damage for the white mana on the City of Brass, so you should be at 13 now, I think.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Did I forget to take the city damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 13. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap 4 and play a Dancing Scimitar.
Oh wow! Look at that. Now that is one answer.
Well, there's still a Curd Ape.
He's got the Curd Ape. Oh, he would need a Chain Lightning for the Curd Ape.
He's gonna have to block sack. Yeah. Well, he can still stay alive for a turn. He's gonna have to block sack.
Too bad he doesn't have a Chain Lightning for that Curd Ape. That would really help him out here. And Peter couldn't bounce it back because look, he doesn't have 2 red right now.
Right.
Turn shape, Peter with 3 cards.
I'll untap. I'll trigger the land tax.
I'm trying to think. So Peter has pyrotechnics of his own.
He does. Yep, he's got 2 pyrotechnics, and he's got 2 falling stars and 2 pyrotechnics.
So yeah, he's trying to math it out here. So he could even falling star the dancing scimitar just to tap it.
Right.
There's a lot of ways you could get through just without even giving him another turn.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Just go 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's that sneaky tap rule at the end of Falling Star too that could.
Yeah,
really
that's one of the it's one of the great things about Falling Star is it taps those guys so they can't block that turn.
Yeah, that's why I love Winter Blast and Word of Binding. Nice. When you need to get that last attack through.
Yeah, Winter Blast is really cool, and it's not a card we've seen much of, and we've never seen Word of Binding in any of the Four Horsemen decks.
I'm just gonna attack with the whole.
I'm playing that in one of my other in the Dark Realms tournament. I'm playing Word of Binding.
Yeah. Okay, so Lucas is at 1. He can maze one of the Urnums. He can block the other one, and he takes 2.
To gain 5 life.
Yeah, he has to sack.
He can gain 5 life.
Did you know that trick before I taught it to you, or did you?
So he should be at 3.
Yeah, I did. I just forgot.
So he'll take 2 damage from the Curd Ape, and then he'll go down to gain 5, and he was at 1, so he goes to 6 and takes 2. He should be at 4.
Yeah.
I guess that's not gonna help very much.
So he would need another Dancing Scimitar and a Chain Lightning to survive here.
3, 4, and I'll play a Suchi.
Oh, and there's a Suchi.
Oh, that's me bad now.
I'm past you 4.
Suchi is a really. It works in Peter's deck, but it's a dangerous card to play in this format.
Yeah, you need to have that factory or the Jaloom Tome or something to pump it into. The Inferno is what he's using it for, which was an idea that I came up with, a deck that I called Suchi Inferno or Suchi Spank Inferno. And it's interesting that Peter's using that Suchi Inferno concept in this deck.
Yeah. You sack it to your Diamond Valley for 4 life and 4 mana to pay for 50% of the cost of the Inferno, and then...
Yeah, and all you need is 2 more red and 1, and you got it paid for. Okay,
and you get 4 of the life back.
Well, there's a Clockwork Avian, so he'll be able to only block 1, maze 1. So let's see, he's at 4, so he could block the Curd Ape if the Curd Ape attacks.
I think he's still dead on board.
Well, he could block the Curd Ape, he could maze 1, and then he could block an Urnum, and then he could sacrifice for 4 life.
Well, Peter can still attack with Suchi too.
Oh yeah, so then there'd be 8 damage. Yeah, so that's game.
Force.
Maybe Peter doesn't even see it. He's over there land tax.
Yeah, he's just getting the forests out so he can thin out his deck and draw more damage.
Yeah.
He's going for blood, going for the throat.
I'm curious what he's concerned about, because I don't think, maybe he just didn't do the math. I don't think there's any way out.
Let's go middle on top, it's fine.
So no matter what, 6 gets through, period. I guess he'd still survive, right? Yeah.
Trigger Sylvan Library.
6 gets through. He gains 4, down to 2 again. So I'm the one that needs to do my math. I guess. Oh, there it is. That's enough.
Oh yeah. He sacrificed the Diamond Belly. You gain 4, go to 8.
Go to 8. Okay. And then you take 4, so you're back to 4. And I go pay for that like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the damage. Go to 12. Play a forest, and then I'll swing with the gang.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
All right, so that ends game 1. It was complete, or game 1 replayed. Completely different from the first game 1.
Nobody has answers for 4 MG.
Let's take a look at the sideboards. Derek, do you have the deck pictures in front of you?
I can grab them real quick. Let's see.
All right, I'm going to share these on the screen here. Okay, so for Lucas's deck, his sideboard, he's got 4 active volcanoes, 3 mountain yetis, a couple city brass, a wall of heat, a couple detonates, 1 extra rook, and a couple of blood moons and a Triskelion. So he definitely needs to put those blood moons in. Peter only has 6 forests in his deck and 1 plain, so if he can get those blood moons out early, he can shut down all Peter's dual lands and everything, including his Diamond Valley and Maze of Ith and Strip Mine and Factory and all that. So he definitely needs to put those 2 blood moons in. He needs those detonates because of that Ivory Tower. Peter is playing red, green, black, so he could think about putting in the Mountain Yetis. The Atogs are basically a dead card, so I feel he can pull the Atogs out because they don't stand a chance against the Curd Apes. I think he can pull the Atogs out. That's 4, and right there he can put in the 2 blood moons and one of the detonates. Actually, he can put in the 2 blood moons and the 2 detonates for the 4 Atogs. That's an easy swap.
I think Mountain Yetis come in above high cost artifacts as well. Because Peter's playing straight up mountains too.
Right.
Or taigas.
The Tetravis become not very good here because they're so slow and they take so long. The Clockworks are way better. So, maybe he takes out the 2 Tetravis and he can put in the 1 Rook Egg because Rook Egg's very good against Urnum. He could put in that 1 Rook Egg and the other Triskelion in exchange for those 2 Tetravis.
Does he have another trike in the?
Yeah, there's 1 trike in the board.
Oh yeah, yep, I see it. I'm not even opposed to taking out the Mishra's Workshop. That's a dead card.
Well, I mean, it can still be a mountain once he blood moons. I don't know that I'd take it out. Plus, if he gets it on turn 1, he can play a Fellwar Stone turn 1 or turn 2, and he can if he plays a land turn 1, he can theoretically play a turn 3 Clockwork with the Workshop. So I would leave.
So I guess what he could do, he could turn 1 Workshop into 2 Fellwar Stones. Or no, you couldn't. Yeah. If you want to sink it, you could,
Yeah. And the Bloodlusts are another thing. Like, the Bloodlusts are a card that can kill those Urnums, so I feel like the Bloodlusts need to stay in. So maybe he just does the 4 Atogs and the 2 Tetravis, and he puts in the 2 detonates, the 2 blood moons, the Rook, and the Triskelion.
I don't know. I still really like the Mountain Yetis. They can come down fast. He can't stop them.
Well, the other thing is he does have Brassman. The Brassman is a much better answer to Curd Ape than the Atog. So he could put in the 2 Brassman. The problem is they're terrible late game. Just terrible.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting.
That Wall of Heat is also a good option. The Wall of Heat can block the Urnums. So I think maybe he should take out one of the Bloodlust and put in the Wall of Heat.
I think you could take out. I think you could even take out the Tomb. You could take out the Bloodlust. You could take out
the Jaloom Tomb. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could. Yeah, because it's a long game card. Yeah, so you could take out the Jaloom Tome and put in, you know, maybe one of those Mountain Yetis.
Yeah, he needs to win fast. He needs nothing that can't do something early.
Okay, let's look at Peter's deck. So for Peter, what does Peter need to swap out?
Nothing.
Well, he's got 3 crumbles.
I'm just teasing. Yeah, crumbles can go in for sure. Well, yeah. But he doesn't know what we just talked about. Not knowing what we just talked about, I think crumbles would be a good card.
Right. I think he can just take out maybe the 2 disharmonies and the Inferno and put in the 3 crumbles and call it a day.
Yeah. Yeah, you could even take out a land tax. Like, he's got so much he could just easily swap out.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot of easy swap outs.
Yeah, he
like
doesn't need
Inferno,
to. Yeah, you're right. He could take out 1 land tax, and he could take out 1 disharmony, and he could take out, I don't know, 1. I don't know. He could just take out those 2 and put in 2 crumbles. If he wants to leave the Inferno in.
I was just going to say, I think 2 crumbles is actually enough.
Yeah, because he's got the 2 scavenger folks. So, yeah, maybe he just takes out 1 disharmony because he said he didn't like those. But maybe he does both disharmonies, 1 land tax, and he can put in the 2 crumbles.
Mm-hmm. Let's check something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 25, 29, 30, 32, 36, 40, 42, 44, 47, 49, 51, 53, 54, 55, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Okay. So he still had 62 cards without that extra scavenger post. I was curious if he was still above 60. Or if he's at 59. That would have been even weirder. Are they? They're not going already, are they? No.
Okay. No, they're shuffling up. Yeah, they're shuffling up over there.
Concordant Crossroads hurts him. That's not a good include. Blood Moon probably hurts himself more than it hurts. Yeah. And the other ones don't do anything. Yeah. Here we go. Need some new temple music for when we go over 2 hours.
Yeah, this is my Neverwinter Nights soundtrack. This is great. Nice. Great soundtrack.
Kurdik?
First turn Kurdik. Tiger Kurdik.
So yeah, Lucas's deck is definitely lacking good 1-drops.
Yeah, that's why putting in those Brassman was maybe an option.
Into a Brassman?
Oh,
there you go.
Like moving this guy to
look at there. There we go. That is pretty great. I mean, that is a great blocker. So Lucas did put in the Brassman. That's a special edition John Eckleberry Brassman. I'll flash this on the screen here for the viewers.
All right, and there's the crumble.
Right away.
In right there. There's just a ball right here. Nope. Oh, there's your Wall of Heat.
Wow, the Wall of Heat, huh?
Nice. I like Wall of Heat. So cool. Wall of Heat can kill a Mishra's Factory.
Same.
Yeah.
All right,
For
I'll
those
go
of you
for
just
turn.
joining us, this is game 2.5.
Right. Game 2.5. That's right.
Play a desert.
Okay, well, I mean, Lucas is hanging in there. That wall of heat is holding back the factory and the Kurt Ape. Oh, wow, look at this.
I'll attack for
Ball
6.
lightning coming in.
You just gotta take that, right? Or do you? Yeah.
Well,
I think you just take that one.
You're at 20, right?
I am at 20. I haven't taken any damage yet.
ball lightning.
He's looking at his hand. Does he have?
He might have disharmony there.
But he's got summoning sickness on one of those guys.
Oh, and his lands are tapped anyway. So yeah, so he just has to take it. Yeah, that's
It's
getting in for.
2-6.
It's a 2-6, I would say, yeah.
Wow, that wall of heat is really, really strong in this scenario. How about that?
Okay, I'll play a forest,
And here comes an Urnum.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Peter?
But he's got the wall of heat, though. The wall of heat is nasty, I'm telling you. It is an Urnum, right? Yeah, it's gotta be.
I just lost Peter's video. Do you have it on yours?
I do, I believe, but he's got the camera shine on it, but I believe he played an Urnum.
Okay, I'm going to refresh here. I don't know what's going on. Should not.
I see you flickering. Your name's flickering in and out on the right that side there. Okay, so Peter's untapping now. I believe he has a Kurt Ape, 2 elves, and a Urnum.
So the Urnum's in the glare there.
I believe so. He tapped 4 for it. It's green. It's got to be an Urnum.
I'm going to get through that guy. I'll take a damage. Put me at 13.
He's taking one for Dark Heart.
The woods.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
And I'll play a Sylvan Library.
Oh, wow. Peter's getting set up. He's gotten everything set up here. This is exactly what his deck wants to do.
No, yeah, empty-handed.
Alright, I'll draw for turn.
Yeah, the one thing about Peter's decks is, like, we sat down and built a deck for, like, 3 hours. He scrutinizes every card that goes into that deck. Like,
Yeah.
there's no card in that deck that he doesn't want to draw, I guarantee it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he said he built 16 different decks for this tournament and ended up on this one. That's pretty wild. So now he's got the 2 taigas and he's got a taiga and 2 forests, so he's got potentially 9 more life. There's no threats at all on Lucas's side, so he can just sit back in Sylvan Library. He's got an Urnum Djinn that can start, he could attack with everybody and get in with a couple little damage here and there if he wants to.
I'll play a Taiga.
So whatever he took damage there to keep extra cards.
Yeah, because he can gain the life with his forest. So he does at this point once he's got Sylvan Library and Dark Heart of the Wood online, he can just draw extra cards and gain the life back. It's no big deal. I mean, look.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is it's instant speed too. He's got the elves for mana, so he doesn't need to worry about mana.
Yeah, he can use the elves. He can go down to 2 lands in 1 taiga and 1 forest, and he'll be fine. You know.
Yeah, I give the wall the forest walk, right?
Yeah, he keeps the Mishra's Factory online, a taiga, and the 2 elves. He can drop Urnums all day.
Actually, guys, Urnum Djinn specifically says target non-wall creature gains forest walk.
Oh, no wall.
Yeah, I learned that the other day.
Animate wall shenanigans.
the Urnum can't give a wall forest walk.
Okay. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
I'll
Good news. Chad is the Urnum expert, honestly. He loves that card.
I actually didn't know that until recently. Okay, so another brass man for Lucas, which is not too shabby. It'll give him another blocker, but Peter is really in the pole position here. He's going to be gaining tons of life. There's no threats to him at all. And every Sylvan Library, he can just take an extra card, and then he's got more forest to gain more life. That's what his whole Dark Heart engine is all about.
Yeah, Pendelhaven can now make his elves threats.
Yes, they can become 2/3s, but with that brass man, that actually helps quite a bit. And now Lucas has a desert and a Mishra's Factory as well. So Lucas has a pretty good defense.
I think I have to give the brass knight for it.
True. Yep.
I wonder if Peter left the ivory tower in or took it out. What do you think?
I don't see any reason to take it out. I think there's other things that could easily. I think, if anything, maybe a land tax, like you said, disharmonies could have came out for crumbles.
I'm just gonna play pretty.
Well, we saw he definitely put crumble in.
So you play a card.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it wasn't a land tax or two out.
Alright, so I'll draw for turn. I'll play 4, and I'll play a Dancing Scimitar.
Ooh, and that's another good defender.
You might be right though. Ivory Tower, your chances of drawing it early, two or even 3 games in a set is very rare. So the fact that I already drew it once, maybe he just took it out.
Derek, do you see Peter's screen? His screen just went black on me again.
Yep, I still got him.
What the hell
he's
is
not doing
going
anything right
on?
now.
What is going
Well,
on?
yeah, you dropped out completely.
What the hell is going on?
Oh, there you are. He just dropped a strip mine. And he's cracking it for the Mistress Factory.
And
So now that puts Lucas on 4 mana again, or 5 mana again, so he can't do any 6 drops. Or does the desert tap for colorless still? Mr. 45 Deserts over here, I don't even know if it taps for mana.
Desert taps for mana, yes. For colorless.
Yeah.
But
I literally have like 45 of them, and I had to double check.
Yeah, so it's interesting because Peter's got 2 Elves of Deep Shadow and the Curd Ape. He's got his factory sitting back there, so he's got a lot of small creatures, but none of them can really get through Lucas's defense with the 2/6 Wall of Heat, the 1/3 Brass Man, and the 1/5 Dancing Scimitar. Lucas has a really good defense here.
Right, and there's no reason to attack because he could double block and start picking stuff off.
Right.
Yeah.
We do not see Wall of Heat much, but that is a card that we all played as a kid because it can block almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm not gonna do any attacks. That's it.
I like Wall of Spears in an Atog deck too. It's got First Strike, it's an artifact.
Oh yeah, Wall of Spears. Yeah, that was one that we all played as kids too. It was reprinted, I think, in 4th edition.
Chronicles for sure, maybe 4th.
Yeah. Man, I lost Peter's screen again.
He just gave the Dancing Scimitar for us, Block.
Okay.
Which is, it's a choice. I probably still would have put it on Brassman. I guess it doesn't matter. But the Brassman's definitely the best target. Because it doesn't untap if you did attack with it. I mean, we're nitpicking at that point, but...
And I'm going to play a City of Brass.
Okay.
And pass it to you.
I'll draw for turn.
Sure.
I guess that's Brian Burrow who's in the whereby with us watching.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he wants to join us on the commentary. Let me ping him.
Bears.
Well, what do you think, Derek? Who's ahead here? I mean, Peter is just laying out an unbelievable spread.
I'll turn Chewy 3. Card game.
What I miss?
Well, Peter is continuing to lay out more and more of his array of cards, building his position even stronger. Meanwhile, Lucas just has his, 3 defenders basically. And my bandwidth keeps giving me problems, and I keep having to refresh. It's really weird.
Okay, so he's chanting his own rook egg. And
Plus turn 2 with 2 cards in hand.
Okay.
that must have all happened on one turn. So he must have played the rook egg and then chained it.
Okay.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands.
Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice these 2 forests to the diamond to the dark card.
Yep,
Alright,
you
so
gain
Peter's
6
sacrificing
life.
2 forests. He's at 8, so he's going to gain 6. So he goes to 14, just like that, from 6 to 14, 8 to 14.
I'm gonna
And
Yeah,
now,
so getting
now,
down to 8, he must have used Sylvan Library to get that low. Huh?
well, now he can land tax to get the extra forest because he sacrificed them to gain life. So the Dark Heart of the Wood,
and the plane.
land tax, Sylvan Library, it's all incredibly powerful.
Yeah, that's just wild. So you think about it this way: he just ancestral recalled. He's gonna probably take 2 card or an extra card from the Sylvan Library because he can. He can just drop another forest and lose a whole total of 1 life to gain 4 cards, 5 cards.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah, it's an unbelievable combo.
That's unbelievable. That's wild. And
It's
now
crazy.
he's got 3 less lands to draw from his deck.
Right.
So he's essentially drawing 3 good cards.
It's super powerful, yeah. And he's just like, he's getting to basically ancestral recall. Now he only has 6 forests and 1 plains in his deck, so he can't do it infinitely. But once he gets his Felden's Cane, he can do it again. Because he can sack all those lands and put them back in, and then Felden's Cane them back into his deck.
Yeah. Well, the other thing we talked about the other day too is you can still use it as a deck cycler. It shuffles away. Yeah, shuffle away your bad cards from the top of your deck.
So there's the pyrotechnics for the rook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, I'll even take a damage.
And he's taking a damage. Interesting. He doesn't even care.
Yeah, that's weird. He didn't have to.
Well, he wants that Pendlehaven to be able to pump his elves in case like a ball lightning comes down or something.
Yeah, I guess that saves him from taking a couple damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lay land.
Strip mine, Pendlehaven, I guess. Probably your best target.
Well, also Triskelion. He's saving that Pendlehaven in case Lucas gets Triskelion or does Pyrotechnics himself. That way.
Well, I mean, Lucas just dropped a strip mine, so I guess you either save it for the Diamond Valley or you take out the Pendlehaven now.
Yeah, I think the Diamond Valley is more of a problem long term. But I'm sure. Oh, looky there, Blood Moon. That'll take care of it.
He should have stripped first. He still could have stripped something.
So you go to 19.
Okay, so that turns all the non-basic lands to mountains, and Peter just instantly gains 6 life with the 2 taigas.
Yeah, I still would have stripped mine.
Now strip that forest. Strip that forest, Lucas.
He can't now. He should have done it before he played the
should have done
Blood
it in response. Why didn't he do it in response? Oh,
I think he thought he wanted the extra mana, but he still should have stripped
No,
away.
he needs to get rid of that forest. But I guess he can just get more.
4 lands.
Yeah, he still should have stripped. In my opinion, he still should have stripped anything. Like, he should have stripped something.
Yeah, he should have stripped that forest for sure. But Peter's able to get another one anyways. So with the land tax, so maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But,
No more
I don't know. I guess Lucas Lucas really didn't need the extra mountain either, though. So I mean, it's one less land for Peter. And like you said, he's going to run out eventually.
yeah, but then he'll get the Felden's Cane and recycle them all. It's just a matter of time.
Just go middle on top, please.
Unless Lucas destroys his Felden's Cane with the detonate that he sideboarded in.
Well, you can't because in response you could activate Feldon's Cane.
Yeah.
You just
unless it taps out.
Yeah.
Hey, but there's a lot of what ifs here. You could tap out to play it.
I'll take that one.
Or does he have? He didn't put in. What's the other one? That counters an artifact.
That's a mountain. That's a mountain too.
Why can't I think of that card name? It's literally in my deck.
Which card?
The one that counters.
Oh, Artifact Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lucas is not running Artifact Blast.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like Brian is online. Let's see if he wants to join us.
So he's gonna Falling Star for the tap. Oh no, he's got 2 more mountains still. So he's probably got Chain Lightning in his hand.
Okay, so the dark card will be
it'll kill the Brass Man. It'll tap everything else, so he can still attack.
Yep.
If nothing else, it gives Lucas a good or Peter a good attack. So he taps them all. Brass Man dies.
I think the Brass Man dies though.
Yep.
Alright. And then I'll swing with the gang.
Alright, so Brass Man dies and everybody's coming in. 2
Yeah,
L's.
So he did it for the attack trigger.
Yeah, he waited until the Falling Star and then he could just get in with everybody.
I think it's really cool that he used it for the tap ability more so than the damage ability. That's so cool to see it used that way.
So Peter just got in for 10 damage with almost no risk at all. Because the only thing he can hit him back with is the Scimitar, unless Lucas has a couple of ball lightnings here.
Okay.
Yeah. Go double, triple ball lightning? Yeah, drop another mountain and go triple ball lightning.
Oh no, looks like he's passing turn. Oh. It's not looking good for Lucas here, is it?
How cool would have been a triple ball lightning?
So now Peter's able to just land tax. If he does the Sylvan Library and he doesn't like what's on top of his deck, he just land taxes and he can't get any lands and he just shuffles. So now he's just looking for that Feldon's Cane. You know?
Yep.
He's just looking for the Feldon's Cane and he gets to dig 3 each time. So it's almost like an Ancestral Recall every turn.
Yep. And he's got the life and the life gain to just draw as many cards as he wants.
Right.
I hate that synergy is so good.
It's amazing. Like, Peter really has honed in on a powerful combo between land tax, Sylvan Library, and Dark Heart of the Wood.
I'll play a rookie for red. 1, 2, 3. And do that. I'll pass you 2.
I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
Well, we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes on this match now. Of course, an hour and a half was the first game that we had to replay.
Yeah, that was a test game, just to make sure.
You have how many lands?
This is going to set a record, I think, for the longest Four Horsemen video.
7, 8.
Imagine if it went 3.
Yeah, 6, so I'll pass again.
Lucas somehow pulls this out and it goes to 3. And, like, what could Lucas have? Inferno?
No, Lucas can't have Inferno, but Peter sure can. And in fact, Peter will eventually draw into his 1 Inferno, and that may be the win condition here. You know, Inferno, Chain Lightning.
Yeah. No, I'm just kind of joking. Like, there's really no outs for Lucas right now. Maybe a Wrath of God.
I'm wondering what happened to all his Clockwork Avians, Triskelions, Ball Lightnings. Where are they?
I almost wonder if you did take my advice and take out the high cost artifacts.
I'll go to 11.
Well, if you took out the Atogs, I think you should have taken out the Felwar Stones, but
I'll play a plane.
looks like he left the Felwar Stones in.
I'm going to chain lightning this rook egg, and then I'm gonna bounce it and hit my other rook egg too.
Oh my god, so he's
chained?
double chained across the rook eggs there.
That is probably game
Yeah,
over.
so now he's going to have 2 4/4 flying rooks, so that is really bad for Lucas and really good for Peter.
So even a Maze Abyss isn't probably enough. He just concede? I think he just conceded.
The only thing slightly worse than a land. Oh my god.
Lucas has gotten a lot of lands this game. Land. I think he's been land flooded and hasn't had any big dudes. It's been really unfortunate for him.
He just threw a Fellwar stone on his land pile, so I wonder if he conceded.
7 cards and all the rest were lands.
Yeah, he's only had 7 cards that were not land in this entire game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's had 10 mana cards and only 7 non-mana cards. That's really bad.
So it's your turn. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, untap.
Well, I assume that means Peter is moving on to the finals. I don't think Lucas can recover here.
Okay, I've still got 7. So
Peter has everything he needs to just infinitely gain life, and it's only a matter of time until he gets his Feldman's Cane, and it all recycles. So
I just cut it.
I think Lucas could actually just safely concede.
I think Lucas is at 9 right now, so a full-out attack right now from Peter just kills him.
Yeah.
He's got 8, 12, 16, 19 damage on board. Yeah. And he can only block 8 of it, so yeah, he can swing for 11 if he wants to. Yep, he's going to. All in.
I can't block the 4/4, so that's 8 damage already.
Actually, I forgot.
No, I can't block 1.
11.
You can block 1 for sure.
Yeah, I'll block one with the scimitar. I'll drop the Urnin with
Blocks there, Pendlehavens for an extra point.
I'll take 4.
4.
No, Pendlehaven's offline, so still does 10 damage.
So there's...
Yeah, all the non-basics are mountains because of the Blood Moon.
8 to 10.
It should still be 10 if my math is correct. Yeah. 10 still gets through.
Nice one.
Unless he's got disarmed and 10 gets through.
Wow, what a couple of matches.
Lands, and
all those lands and Fellwar stones. I really think Lucas maybe should have sideboarded out those Fellwar stones if he was taking out the Atogs. They're just not very good without them.
Yeah, I think he should have came off the mana ramp plan. I think he should have take out his high cost artifacts, the Atogs, and just gone with the direct damage mount block strategy. I guess that's my opinion. I don't know if it would have worked, but that's what I would have tried.
Yeah.
When we take a trip, we'll take a trip for like a month.
Well, okay, so that does it for us for tournament number 15, the last of the semifinals. Atog Robots Lightning goes down in flames. Bested 2-0 by the Dark Forest Engine. Lucas had a great run, and he made it all the way to the semifinals with this Atog Robots Lightning deck, so hats off to Lucas. And hats off to Peter, the reigning King Suleiman Soltez, who will proceed to the finals. And in the finals match, Peter is going to be playing Terry Phillip Hutchings. If you'd like to join us for the next Four Horsemen tournament number 16, we're doing a Singleton Spice event. All cards are restricted except for basic lands. The dual lands are restricted, and all the previously restricted cards are banned. So this is a really interesting, spicy winter Singleton version of our Four Horsemen format. Check us out at fourhorsemen.com/tournament16 to join us. Let's see if the guys want to make any parting comments.
Moral of the story is always check your friend's sleeves for extra scavenger folk.
I had such a bad draw in this last game. I drew absolutely nothing. Like none of my main cards, no fishes, nothing. It was horrible.
No, my opening hand was gas. It was like 2 elves, 2 Kurt apes, and an Urnum. And a factory and like a taiga. It was like It's like, oh man. But like, as long as I can draw some lands, I guess I'm thinking I'm okay. It's like shit, you know?
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Thanks, mate.
Hang on. There's more here. I'll put in.
So Lucas, what did you end up sideboarding out? We were curious about that.
Oh, yeah, I sideboard. This is what I sideboard out. I sideboard 2 Bloodlust, the 4 Atogs, a Diamond Valley, a Tetravis, and a Ball Lightning.
Yeah.
And I played. I put in another extra Rook Egg, 2 Mountain Yeti, 2 Brass Man, a Detonate, a Blood Moon. Sorry, 2 Blood Moons. There's another one I haven't got. 2 Blood Moons and a Wall of Heat.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt really bad about keeping the Diamond Valley because I thought both Blood Moons are coming in, but I felt like it just really, even if it worked once, it was worth it, you know?
What about the Lucas? What about your Fellwar Stones? When you take out your Atogs, the Fellwar Stones become not as good. Did you think about maybe taking out the Fellwar Stones?
Yeah, I thought that for a second, and maybe I should have because I was end up with a lot of Fellwar Stones. I was so mana flooded, and that was not funny. But I guess I do need some mana to get to the big creatures like the Triskelion and the Tetraverse, and I need mana to play the Fisher. So I was always worried of not getting enough lands to play quick enough against his fast creatures like the Kurdape and all that sort of stuff. So I had the idea of keeping the Fellwar Stones to try to ramp up quick to the mana that I need. But just one of those things. Didn't play well and had a terrible draw altogether. Results in a loss. But anyway, good on you, Peter. We play well and good luck with the next game.
Thanks, Lucas.
Hey, and Peter, congrats on this deck, man. Like the combination of Dark Heart of the Wood with land tax, being able to sack your lands, gain life, go get more lands, plus Sylvan Library, and being able to shuffle. I mean, that trio of enchantments, that's just unbelievably powerful.
We will revisit this at the next banned and restricted announcement.
Well, I mean, what do you do? Do you restrict land tax and restrict Dark Heart of the Wood? Like, what are you gonna do if you restrict? We've long resisted restricting land tax because that would kill the Land's Edge, deck altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, there were like in this tournament 15, we had 36 players, and I think we had 28 deck photos. There was like 7 or 8 of them that had Dark Heart of the Wood. So everyone is honed in on Dark Heart of the Wood. Maybe that needs to be restricted.
Actually, do you want to hear my unpopular opinion of what I actually think the root of this is? No one's even looking at it, but it's Sylvan Library. It's the most powerful card in the format. If you restrict Sylvan Library, that combo no longer is meaningful.
Yeah, Sylvan Library. We've been talking about it a lot in Singleton actually because it's one of those cards that we feel like everybody's going to have to play in Singleton, and therefore, like, there's going to be one in every deck, and whoever gets it first wins, kind of thing, which is annoying. So maybe it should have been banned in the Singleton event as well. But on the flip side is we can't just ban every good card, in Singleton.
No, but it does. I don't think Dark Heart is overpowered in any way. I think that it's a fine card. Like, you're losing your lands if you don't have a land tax type of combination with it, then it really is kind of meaningless. And when you invest in combo, it means that you can kind of fizzle. You can just literally just not get both those 2 cards, and then it just does nothing for you at all. So there's a risk to that. Plus, it requires you to play more dual lands, which puts you more at risk from Blood Moon affecting it. So I don't think that either land tax or Dark Heart really merit the restriction, even though I think land tax is a very powerful card. And I'm always surprised to see Tax Edge not finishing better, but Tax Edge is very boring to play in my opinion, so maybe that's just lack of desire to play it. But I think it's if anything in that piece of puzzle there, it's like Sylvan Library is very strong for this format, period.
Right.
An enchantment can be removed, and it's not a world enchantment either. I'm not saying it needs to be restricted, but if I was going to take one of those 3 cards and say, yeah, this one's probably more busted in the format, it's probably Sylvan Library.
Yeah, it probably needs to be restricted.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe probably.
Or maybe banned. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, we're coming up in 2.5 hours. Sorry, things didn't go better for you, Lucas. I think we all felt for you on that last match with all the mana. I think you had 11 mana and 7 non-mana cards, so it was you were verging on a 2-to-1 ratio of mana to actual playable cards. That was pretty rough. But Peter also got down like everything he needed. He had his entire arsenal deployed and his combo, and it was just like no coming back from there.
That's right, and the other game that he won as well, the second game that he played 4 earning gems. Like, oh man, how hard it is to get through that. But nicely played. He managed to build a great deck, and I just fell short this time. But maybe next tournament I'll do better.
All right.
This is your first tournament, isn't it, Lucas?
Pardon?
This is your very first tournament, right?
No. I played I think 2 tournaments already. Yeah, might have been 2, maybe 3.
Man, I didn't make it to the quarterfinals in any of my first 3 tournaments. Way to go! Like seriously, man, way to go! Like that's your third tournament. I did not. No, I was still trying to figure out the rules, man. I was stumped.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Lucas. Thanks a lot, and congrats on making it to the semifinals. And Peter, you will be proceeding on to the finals and playing Terry Phillip Hutchings.
I will play Boogeyman to Terry Phillip.
Lovely. Good luck to everyone. Thanks, right. Chad. Appreciate your time, and thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Right.
All right. For the viewers, thanks for sticking with us. If you're just still there. That wraps it up for Tournament 15 semifinals. What a whirlwind night. And Peter will be proceeding onward to the semifinals, from the semifinals to the finals to play Terry Phillip Hutchings for Tournament 15. With that, we will be signing off for the evening. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.